governments have a variety of goals, trying to create growth, create jobs, hold down unemployment, in other words, keep prices under control, try to sell more than we buy from other countries, most likely, keep government finances under control, and so on. So what tools is it that a government has available to them? And there are three broad tools that we're going to look at in a lot of detail later, but it's helpful to understand now, just a little bit about them. So there are three sets of policy levers or tools that governments have broadly available to them. Firstly, there's what's called monetary policy. In the UK, monetary policy is operated by the Bank of England, the central bank, and which is operationally independent, which means the government doesn't tell it what to do every day. It has a kind of long-term set of objectives, and the government leaves it alone. It varies by country. Sometimes the government has more direct control. In the UK, before 1997, the Bank of England wasn't really very independent. But what's monetary policy? What monetary policy involves is two main things. Firstly, it's setting interest rates. So the central bank, via setting what's called the bank rate, which is sort of its base rate, can have an impact on interest rates across the system. And what interest rates are the cost of borrowing money. So if the central bank reduces interest rates, then that makes it cheaper for households and businesses to borrow money. It makes saving less rewarding. So it's more likely to mean that people will go out and spend. Likewise, if you wanted to reduce the rate of growth of demand in the economy, you could put interest rates up. And secondly, there's also we can influence the money supply, the total amount of money and credit that's in circulation, and that's via a process that in recent years has tended to expand the money supply, and that's called quantitative easing. Too many, not enough T's in there. So that's interest rates and the money supply. Secondly, we've got fiscal policy, which some people call budgetary policy. So that's definitely under control of the government because it's the use of government finances to have an impact on the economy. And essentially, fiscal policy involves, firstly, the role of government spending. So the government can increase or reduce government spending overall and in certain key areas to try to achieve policy objectives. So, for example, if you wanted to create jobs, the government could increase spending. It could build more infrastructure that would employ workers to do so, and jobs would be created. And secondly, government spending's evil twin. You can do things with the tax system. So in the 1980s, one of the things that Margaret Thatcher did is dramatically reduce the rates of income tax because she thought it would create incentives to work and so on. So those are two more policy levers that governments have. So we can influence sort of the price of money via interest rates and the availability of money. We can impact directly on the economy through government spending, and we can impact on incentives through tax. And lastly, a third set of policies, and these overlap a little bit with fiscal policy, but again, we'll come back to that. A third set of policies, are supply side policies. And these policies designed, essentially they're focused on the potential of the economy. A good way of thinking about it is their policies focused on trying to shift the economy's production possibility frontier, because we know perfectly well that if we want the economy to grow, if we want GDP to rise, then we're going to need to create the capacity, the potential for that economy. Otherwise, we're just going to run up against the buffers and not be able to grow any further. In my world, these are policies, we'll come back to this, these are policies to support and challenge businesses. To be more competitive and efficient. So, examples, we could decrease corporation tax, which is the tax on company profits, which might encourage business to invest. We could build infrastructure to, we could, HS2, God help us. We could build more infrastructure to help businesses to become more efficient and so on and so forth. So those are your big three tools. And we'll be talking about how these combine to control the economy over the next few weeks.